anything. Instead, we used optical character recognition technology.
This is Google Drive, the Google I/O 2012 Keynote 2.
The cool thing is that doesn't just work with text.
Talking about everything that they're doing with Google Drive.
It doesn't just work with text, it works with photos, too. Let me show you what I mean. So here I have a big pile of photos. I took a trip with my wife through Africa last year, and I know somewhere in here are photos of us at the pyramids.
But again, I didn't title my photos, I didn't add keywords. But if I search for pyramids, just do a search, up come the images of us at the pyramids. So again, we can actually use image recognition technology to peer inside of the images to actually understand the content. I don't have to do anything. No labels, no metadata, no nothing. It just works. So, of course, I don't always have an internet connection. And so Drive makes it really easy to just save things and capture them offline. So here, I'll just save this manual offline so I can read it whenever. And of course, at its core, Drive is about enabling sharing and collaboration. So I can add users to collaborate in documents with me right from the app. So here's, I think, a relevant document here. I haven't gotten very far, but I'm going to add Brian right here. He's now backstage, and we'll see if he has any other ideas. Give him edit access. I've added him right there. So we'll come back to that in a second. So that's Google Drive on iOS. It's available for iPad, iPhone, iPod Touch later today. Check it out. I think you'll like it. So if we could go over to the Chromebook now, I want to show you Drive on Chrome OS. So with Drive on Chrome OS, what we did was actually integrate it deep into the operating system. So what I can do here is I'm just going to open up my application tray, open up Files, and basically Google Drive is just the file system. It's your hard drive in the cloud, and we sync down everything silently so that you have all of your stuff whenever you need it, everywhere, right there. So, of course, Drive does a lot more than just sync your files to the cloud. It enables some amazing applications, and one of those is real-time collaboration in the cloud with applications like Google Docs. So I'm going to open up this document here. Oops. There we go. And I'm also going to pull it up on my smartphone and on my tablet. Here's on my smartphone. Show some lolcats. And here's everything synced across all of my devices. Right, keystroke by keystroke, I can see these edits. Everything just works. Now, this last point is an important one. Google Docs works great if you're connected to the internet. But what if you're on a plane or you don't have a connection? What about then? We've been thinking about that. And we're really excited to announce that today, Google Documents works for editing offline. So let me show you how this works. So what I'm going to do is we've turned off wireless on the laptop here, and I'm just going to unplug the Ethernet cable. So there it is. It's unplugged. And just to prove to you that I am, in fact, offline, New York Times. No connection, but I can just go back to my Google Doc, and I can keep editing, just like I'm online. All the formatting still works, and you'll see that Google Docs, it's just noticed gracefully, I'm offline. All my changes are just saved locally to a local cache, and I can keep on without even thinking about it. It all just works without me even noticing. So what I'm going to do now is I've made some changes offline. Maybe Brian and folks backstage are making some more changes. I'm going to close this document. All my changes are saved. I'm going to plug Ethernet back in. And now watch what happens when I open the document, because it's going to happen pretty quickly. I'm going to open it back up in Drive, and like that, it's going to be synced back to the cloud, and you'll see it across all of my devices, updated in real time. So let me open up the Drive web interface. Here it is. I'm going to open up this document and get ready because it happens quick. There it is. Everything just syncs. And once you've shown the feature, move on to the next thing. So that's Google Documents working offline. It's available today. We're working on offline presentations and spreadsheets. Those are coming soon. But if you're flying back from Google I/O and you don't have internet on the plane, try out Google Docs. It works great. We think you'll really love it. So, Google Docs offline. Now, if we could just go to the Chromebook, Google Documents is just one application that Google Drive makes possible. But users can also create and edit and share all sorts of stuff with dozens and dozens of third-party applications that have integrated with Google Drive using the Google Drive SDK. We've actually just updated our SDK to version 2 today. And let me show you what's possible with this SDK. So as a user, what I can do is go to the Chrome Web Store, add additional apps that integrate with Drive, and they just show up here in the More menu. So I can fax, I can send and receive faxes with HelloFax right from Google Drive, so you can get rid of your fax machine and just have fax come straight to Drive. I can create and edit images and videos and charts. And now the neat thing about the way the integrations work is files you create with these third-party applications, they're stored alongside everything else, just like regular files. So I've created a couple of diagrams for Google I/O. I just clicked that. And notice I don't have to log in or authenticate. It just launches the file. It opens the application, takes a couple seconds, and then we're in Lucidchart, one of my favorite applications. You know, this is a really deep statement here. So one of the neat things about Drive is our developers, not only do they get access to millions and millions of users, authentication, sharing, Google Drive storage, but they're telling us that their users that come from Drive are actually more active than users that come to their applications directly. So Lucidchart tells us that their users, when they come from Drive, because of the sharing and ease of creation, create 3 times more diagrams. HelloFax users send 25% more faxes. SlideRocket users are 3.5 times as likely to create a presentation. So developers are seeing really, really great distribution using Drive. We actually have a session right after this at 11:45 in room 8 on the Drive SDK. I actually this morning just whipped up a little diagram to help get you there in case you're interested. Room 8, 11:45. So that's the Google Drive SDK. Version 2 is coming out today. We're really excited about it. You also saw Google Drive for iOS and for Chrome OS and Documents now working offline. So we're really excited about where we're taking Google Drive. We hope you'll join us. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Clay. So just like Chrome, Google Cloud applications, Google Drive now also works on Windows, Mac, Android, iOS, Chrome OS, across all your platforms and all your devices so that you can live online in the cloud seamlessly. So we are very excited by that. About a few years ago, we set out on this journey to really help users live in the cloud to design an end-to-end computing experience. And that's what the Chrome OS journey is all about. A year ago, at Google I/O, we launched our first generation Chromebooks. Our goal was to get the product out there, help seed the market, get feedback from developers like you. Since then, we've been hard at work. We release a version of the operating system every 6 weeks and automatically update it to all Chromebooks out there. There are no versions, no downloads, no installs. We constantly update them. We brought it all together about 3 weeks ago for the next generation Chromebooks. There are 3 main aspects to it. First of all, they're significantly faster. They are about 3x faster than the first generation Chromebooks, thanks to faster processors, and the entire software stack is now hardware X-rated. So it's really fast and smooth, as fast as computers which are around $1,000. It's a full end-to-end new user experience. You saw a bit of that earlier. It treats applications as first-class citizens. So you're no longer tied to a browser window. You can have full-screen experiences. You can have applications side by side, multiple windows. You can pin them to the taskbar, etc. And we are really investing in the application ecosystem. You saw examples of Google Drive working on it, and important applications like Google Documents now working offline. One of the things which excites about it is we call it the always new computer. Since we updated automatically, even people who bought the first generation Chromebook, a lot of them wrote to us 3 weeks ago and said they opened their computer, it got faster, and they have a whole new window manager at work, just like that. So we are very excited by the model we are working on, and we are going to be investing a lot more here. One of the feedback, the last version was well received, but more people wanted to get their hands on and see what these are like. So as of today, we're going to make Chromebooks available in physical retail, 100 Best Buy stores all across the United States, so that users can try them and buy them. We are doing the same in UK with Dixons as well. As we go through the next few months, you're going to see a lot more. We are working with many more OEMs and Intel to get a whole lineup ready for the holiday season. So stay tuned. One of the things when I came to Google in 2004, I was inspired by taking a tour of our data center. Just walking inside them and seeing hundreds and hundreds of computers powering applications like Google Search, and we had just launched Gmail, and seeing the scale of the infrastructure needed was inspiring. But it is very hard for web developers externally to get access to that kind of infrastructure. We want you to write great web applications, and so we've been thinking hard about how to provide you with the same quality of infrastructure we enjoy at Google. To do that, I want to invite Urs Hotzley, our first VP of Engineering, one of the first 10 employees at Google, the person more than anyone responsible for building all of Google's infrastructure. Urs.